I introduced this early on in the semester, and the students were very excited about it. I think a lot of students these days are very concerned about the environment and want to be good stewards of the environment. And so we spent the first part of the semester, it's a 2D design class, basically. It's called Surface Space Time. And there are both art majors and non-art majors in there. It's a foundation course for the art program, but it's also a core education course, at USM. And so we spent the first part of the semester doing some design exercises, and then the second part has basically been devoted to this project. And we read through a guide to the Gulf of Maine phytoplankton, one of the students found online. So they did a little bit of research, and then you provided that great Tiny Giant slideshow from Bigelow. And so the first assignment that they did having to do with this project was a hand-painted interpretation of one of the images of the planktons from that slideshow. And the idea is that they would study color theory while studying the kind of physical look and feel of these tiny planktons. And so they had a choice of 7 different color contrasts, and they chose one plankton and one color contrast that seemed to go along with that. And so that was a way to get familiar with the imagery. And then we had a part 2, which was much more open-ended, and they used found materials. And of course, they're at home now. All of this is being done remotely. And so they found materials, some of them, recycled type of materials, others just, whatever they could find. And the idea was to, again, pick one of the images from the slideshow and use that as a point of departure for developing either a collage, or it could have been like a 3D interpretation that might, be suspended from the ceiling or something like that. So I was really pleased with the results. They engaged with the assignment in a way that I thought was impressive. And so what we ended up with, I think, are some prototypes that then, if we had more time this semester, what we would do is then, as a group, look at some of these prototypes and figure out, is there a way to continue, kind of extrapolate what has gone on in certain ones, and find materials that the entire group could work with to further develop things. But I have, 2 classes next fall, and we'll be picking up and doing some of the same things, but also carrying on a little bit further.